Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I recently bought myself this 18V cordless sander made by Einhell. So in this video I'll be doing an unboxing, testing and review of this tool. So here is the Einhell 18V rotating orbital sander. That's what it was described as in the description when I bought it. So I'm not sure whether it's a random orbit sander or a rotary sander. So if you know which one it is, please let me know in the comments. So it's 18V and it runs on the battery system, the power exchange range battery system that Einhell does, and it has 6 electronic speed settings going from 14,000 to 22,000 revolutions or random orbits, and it takes a pad of 125mm in diameter. So now let's open up the box and take a look at what's inside. So in the box you get the dust bag with the branding on there, and the sander, and the manual. And you also get one 80 grit sanding disc. You get the dust bag that just fits on here. Push fit. It's quite tight because it's new. That'll do. And then there's a hook and loop type Velcro at the bottom for putting your pad on. Just need to line up those holes. There we go, that'll do. Push that on. Now the sander is ready for use. Just need to add a battery. I've got a 2.5 amp hour battery here. Battery slots in the top, and the design is such that you can still access the button to check your battery power. You can just about get your finger in there to check your battery, and it also gives you a gap so that you can remove the battery by pulling the trigger and holding on it. So the battery comes in and out quite nicely. It's got a rubberized grip on the top there for comfort. Not much else to say about it really. It's quite tall. I've had shorter ones. Feels well built. Here are the 6 settings here, 1 up to 6 on this rotational dial. So you can start off slow and work your way up depending on what you're working on. And then the on and off switch has got like a cover on it, like a gasket to prevent sawdust getting in. So let's hear it for the first time, starting on number 1. Nice and quiet on number 1, and we'll go all the way up to 6. So now let's give it a test. So now on to the testing. I started off on the slow speed setting, and I'm just sanding the surface of some rough pine here. This was for a recent project. So in total I did 4 pieces of wood front and back, so that's 8 sides in total. And I've tried to keep as much footage in here as I can to give you a sense of how long I was using the sander for, just on the one battery, which is the 2.5 amp hour battery. Some of the sides had old emulsion paint on them, and the sander did a pretty good job of getting that off. And here I'm using it vertically along the sides. So now let's take a look at how much dust was collected in the dust bag. And the bag did a pretty good job at collecting dust, especially just after one session of use. And the battery still had 1 bar. Okay then, so that is about it for this video. So my final conclusions on this sander after about a month of use. I think it's pretty good value for money in my opinion. On horizontal surfaces it seems to be just fine. It's quite bulky and tall, so most of the weight and the bulk rests on the workpiece when you're using it horizontally. But if you want to use it vertically, you can kind of see it's quite awkward in the hand. I've got quite big hands and it's still quite top heavy and awkward even without the battery. So if you want to sand something vertically, this probably isn't the sander for you. For horizontal stuff it seems to be just fine. It's quite comfortable in the hand. The vibration doesn't seem to be too bad at all in my opinion. I like the speed control, that works well. Generally it feels well made, and the dust bag works pretty well too. So I really can't criticise it, especially at this price point. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.